Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Danganronpa, Trigger Happy Havoc. Last we left off, we had just gotten back from our trial recess. Basically, we found out that Chihiro wasn't a she, but in fact a he, and that he was cross-dressing. And now everyone found that out. And now we have to continue, and more than likely it truly was Byakuya. I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial.
We just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes.
Also,
well,
everything's voice acted.
I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my
And because the victim
mind.
was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Oh, you're sweating, Byakuya. What's wrong?
His handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have
Interesting.
easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still
Interesting.
don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
Wow, Byakuya, you're so smart, man. I wonder how you managed to figure that out.
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Yes, but he also doesn't believe that he can lose.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
What about you,
he's
Makoto?
always been like that.
After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
I want him to be the killer, and that's my own bias, but I guess we
aren't
should get beyond
you
that.
the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think
I
that might be
suppose.
because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And
So
then
was he
again, when
assisting
you found
someone?
out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
That's
No, I am not
interesting.
effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead.
Past president?
Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really
So
telling the
someone-
truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're
Wait.
all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Oh no,
No,
Stoner
I'm with Makoto.
dude.
If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility. Because if
I
we're
doubt it was
wrong,
Mondo.
we all die here.
That's true. Very
Could
well
have been
then.
Sakura.
I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Celeste.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
I'm trying to think who
Anyway,
else it could have possibly
let's
been.
discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
Hifumi?
That's very
But why would Hifumi go to the pool?
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I don't know who else it could have been, but if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Obviously, the killer's a guy. Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. That's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. True, I don't know... because all the boys have access to the girls' locker room, but none of the girls have access to the boys' locker room. Unless they took Chihiro's handbook.
single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Celeste's account.
Clues are one thing, but
What?
did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yes, Celeste
Yeah.
did see them.
All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over.
I guess-
It's
oh,
all
whoops.
over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not
No,
like they're just
Celeste.
gonna turn themselves in.
Yes,
No,
I hit it.
it's
Okay.
wrong.
Yes, okay. Whew, we did it. I had to go silent there for a second. Usually I talk during those things, but
I
right
believe
now it's
someone
usually
else
best.
did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that
Actually,
you
why
mention
didn't
it, yes,
Celeste?
I did see him.
Huh?
Huh,
Really?
okay.
Oh,
Yes.
but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you
Makoto.
had no idea, did you? That is why
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
it was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse.
I wonder
I
what she was
saw
getting
him
in there.
stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely
True.
that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a
True.
hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So
Someone who was
Mr.
helping
Fujisaki
him.
was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably
Okay.
because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely,
True.
he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Hifumi?
Oh, what a marvelous friendship! The point is,
Hifumi?
whoever he met up with is
I'm trying
the
to think.
culprit,
Maybe
right?
Mondo?
So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing
Wait,
what we know,
Mondo?
I can't even guess.
No, you already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
Is it
You
Mondo?
know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back
might
to
be
the track
Mondo.
jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Class
Are you
president?
sure about that?
A
Do you
track
really
jacket.
think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't
Duffel bag
have?
and a tracksuit.
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if
I
we
mean, that'd
had
be
the
great.
equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is
Huh.
already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy
It was
for you
class
to say.
president.
But fine. Celeste, did you notice anything
Hmm.
special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags
might have been
in there
class
are
president.
the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well,
And
if
that's
I
the thing.
remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's
Huh.
explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
Okay. Does Chihiro's track jacket really hold some clue about the killer? Somehow it's really hard to believe. So clearly, this person was someone she trusted, but also someone who probably gave him instructions to join them,
First of all, we know where
right?
Chihiro was headed. He was
That's
on
true.
his way to go exercise.
That's
So
true.
next we have to ask, why
Huh?
did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer
How
was
would you know
wearing
that?
the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit
Oh,
is
he-
black.
It was Mondo.
Cause exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get any closer?
How did he know the
to figuring
tracksuit was
out
blue?
No way. Not a chance.
So
heard
it
him,
was
right?
Mondo.
What he just said without even realizing it?
Yes, I did. I just couldn't click it fast enough.
Was wearing
Uh-huh.
the same blue track.
Blue tracksuit. Yes,
No,
that's it.
it's wrong.
How did you know it was blue? Yeah, I thought as much because
Hold on a second,
he made a
Mondo.
promise as a
What
man.
did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said,
Yes. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then I assume he headed off to exercise.
she never said anything about the jacket's
Something about
color.
the jacket's
So
color.
why did you say Chihiro's blue
Chihiro's
tracksuit?
blue
What are you?
tracksuit.
You just.
Hey, Celeste.
Oh,
What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
that's a good question,
As
Fiafia.
a matter of
Kinda wish it
fact,
was you.
It was blue.
Blue.
And before
Oh
we
man, they
began
made
the
it way
trial,
too easy on that one.
Did you tell anyone that?
The only one I
No.
told about any of this was you.
Then,
True.
Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because
Oh no.
I just.
Oh no, Mondo.
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The
'Cause
bag
the
and
duffel
clothes were
bag-
surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only
Yeah.
reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry? Why'd you call him Cherry? I guess Chiriho?
Are you
Chihiro?
talking about Chihiro?
I accidentally called her
how about
Chiriho.
it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the
Carrying-
tracksuit in his hands.
And why didn't you mention this earlier?
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
Yeah. She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran
That's
into
true.
him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
True.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
That's true.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the
True.
tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your
Yeah, that's true.
intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it, to put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
Very true. And as a matter of fact, we'll see what her suspicions were in the next episode because this is getting a bit longer. And also, I think we're getting close to the end of this trial. So, next episode will probably be the end of the trial and also the aftermath. So, see you guys in the next one. I hope you guys enjoyed. and I'll see you then. Bye.